Hello Doctors, it's Simon here. Welcome back to the Hermit's Cave. So as I mentioned in my live yesterday, I've got one or two walkthroughs to do over the next few days. But I wanted to start off with doing a walkthrough and first impressions of this deck, the Alchemical Visions Tarot, which is by Arthur Tausig, the incredibly talented artist, photographer. Do check out more of his work at arthurtausig.com. You'll see the projects and things that he's been involved in. He's one of the illustrators of an illustrator of one of the Alice in Wonderland books. His photography on cityscapes is beautiful. But he's also really well known as being a collage artist, and I was really excited about this project. It has been on my wish list for, I want to say, a good 6 months, and I think it was Kelly Bear who, I'm pretty sure it was, who told me or made me aware of this deck, and that it was going to mass market later in the year, and it was released in the UK earlier this month. And I'm just really excited. It lends itself to Jungian philosophy as well, about using the tarot for self-discovery. And from what I could see, and this is probably the heaviest tarot deck that I've had. It was like, wow, this is really substantial, really chunky. Looking at the images that you just see on the back, I've not seen any walkthroughs of this deck yet. I've not searched them, but I've not come across any. The cards look really detailed. So I do believe that, for me, I wouldn't use this tarot for large spreads. I'll be using it on meditation purposes, or really going into a card to look at all the detail that's contained therein. So it is by, the publishers is Wiser Books, which I don't know if I've had any of their decks before, but maybe this is their first tarot and they're just used to working with Arthur, also known as Harry. Let me break into this little beauty. He says, looking around for... typical. Bear with. Never in the place you want them to be. So let's have a look. And what I love about the packaging is this. I love this silver kind of metallic cover with this little window behind. I love the cross keys as well, which is really interesting. So the cross keys from the Hierophant card, which symbolise the key to heaven, that was entrusted, and this is going back to my Bible days, but the keys that were entrusted to Simon Peter, the keys to heaven. However, I like to see it as that sort of keys to something greater, whether that's spiritual knowledge and development, etc. Originally, there was a gold and a silver key, gold key being the power of heaven, the key to the power of heaven, and the silver key being spiritual authority on earth, and that's why it sits with the Pope card, if you like, as being that the key to spiritual authority over the earth, but also the key to the power of heaven. Those two crossed. Oh, so that's interesting. I didn't realise this is just a detached bit for packaging, so it actually comes in this lovely contained silver casing, which is really nice. But let's have a look at what it does say on the back. So it says the Alchemical Visions Tarot brings the promise of the I've got a glare, you can't see it here, but I've got a glare from the light above. The Alchemical Visions Tarot brings the promise of the magnum opus, the great work, to travellers on the modern path. Combining Jungian psychology and ancient alchemy, mysticism and mythology, world-renowned artist Arthur Tausig has created a powerful tool for self-transformation, a tarot for personal alchemy and psychic health, physic, because I've been reading about physicist and psychic health. These complex and beautiful cards are rich with multiple layers of symbolism and are meant to be studied one by one so that each card becomes a key to unlocking the subconscious mind. So it does illustrate there as well what I was saying about I would probably be totally overwhelmed if I was to do a larger spread using these cards. Each card is an important stop on the traveller's journey from unconscious state to one of integrated conscious wholeness. And then there's a quote here that says, "The tarot is a profound doorway into the deep underbelly of your subconscious." Absolutely. That's Sarah Graham, author of 365 Tarot Spreads and Llewellyn's complete book of the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot. A surreal journey through the alchemical underworld of the Jungian unconscious, bringing a powerful new synthesis to the contemporary tarot archives. Wow. So, promises to be quite a tool. So, I think it's magnetic. Yes, so it's a magnetic box. Oh, I like this. I love this effect of the font going down. Wow. I'm not going to read it all out, but and we have the book, which has this lovely protection. These are huge. I wasn't expecting that. I thought they'd perhaps be in two halves. This is double the size of a tarot card, which is great because these are meant to be used one by one, and we get to see so much detail. Here is the book. 184 pages. Quite a bit of writing for each card, a couple of pages for each card. I mean, obviously it's not going to give you spreads. So we just have the introduction and then each of the cards. Oh, it smells amazing. This deck smells amazing. Wow, let's have a look at these cards. This was a total surprise. Oh, and look at the box. Absolutely beautiful. Really gorgeous. Now I know why it feels so heavy. So, do I really need to zoom in? Probably a little bit. Pop that there like that. So we have the Alchemical Visions Tarot, 78 Keys to Unlock Your Subconscious Mind. Arthur Tausig, PhD. So it's 2019, so it is a new deck. I love the Ankh there. Sold as part of the Alchemical Visions Tarot set. Deck not to be sold separately. And these are the backs, which are beautiful. Really beautiful. Just gives an indication of his art style. Wow. Oh, these are magnificent. Cardstock is very good, particularly because of the size, but just to give you a comparison of size, here's a standard tarot. So literally it is over, it's probably 2.5 times the size of a standard tarot card, but they're incredible. So we start with the Magician rather than the Fool. The Fool will probably be at the end, and we have this Ouroboros here. He almost looks like the devil with it. I know this is a crescent moon behind him, but at first glance it looked like horns. And I like the fact that there's this black and white, kind of almost industrial, or, well, there's certainly a cityscape scene, rather than industrial, I should say, but there's a lot happening. You know, the mirrors that is kind of suspended above, little creature there, lots happening within the card. Then we get this burst of colour, which is wonderful. the symbols, chemical symbols within the Ouroboros. Here's our High Priest. Wow, look at these gargoyles. I mean, the detail, just inch by inch detail with all this stonemasonry. Really wonderful. The Empress. This is a deck that requires hours of study. How exciting. The Emperor. I love the differences. It's almost like going back through the generations, isn't it? Or back through time. You've got this modern cityscape here, and then the land as it perhaps was originally. This is the picture that came through on the cover, which is the Hierophant with the cross keys. Lovers. It's beautiful. Again, you almost get this kind of pre-Raphaelite, and then the last century, or century before now. I forget that we're in another century to the one I was born in. But look at this from the heavens. It's stunning. The Chariot. Lots of different vessels of transportation. Strength. Wow. All the different beasts and lions. The Hermit. So fascinating. I mean, this almost reminds me a little bit Monty Python-ish, with the hands and feet just randomly placed. Wheel of Fortune. Again, we have the Ouroboros here. Justice. The Hanged Man. Wow. Death. Oh, I love this card. This is beautiful. I think it's because of the background. You know, you've got this kind of smoky, cloudy background. It really draws out the image set against that background. It just makes it so vibrant. And you know, you've got Father Time here, calling time. Love the sun appearing here. And all these skeletal figures. Wow. Beautiful, beautiful card. Love the Temperance too. Wow. The Devil. Look at these. I mean, I'm not really doing this deck justice by going through it at this speed, but, you know, I just want you to see this deck and the images, and there's so much happening within each card that it would be hard to, be a very long video, put it that way, to draw out everything. And actually this is quite a, well, it's some sort of, how can I word it? I don't think doing a walkthrough of this deck by just showing the cards and talking about my feelings about the cards would do it justice, because this is a deck really that would speak to individuals, hence its whole purpose of working with each card image by image, sitting in contemplation, studying the image, becoming part of the image, and you know, that self-development, that, and using it for personal growth. A walkthrough like this can't achieve that for everybody watching. So it is a deck that, you know, just by having a look at it, you'll be able to make up your mind if it's a deck that you want to work with or you feel you could work with, and whether indeed the art style lends itself to you, and to whether you would be able to connect with it, or indeed want to use it as a personal tool. I mean, there's so much here. So it uses the traditional suits of coins, and same with the quartz. This is framed so beautifully. Coins. Wow, this, look at that. I mean, the Ace of Coins, that beginning, but going on this journey to this, through this woodland area to this city laying beyond. Beautiful. Oh, wow. So I wasn't really thinking that this was particularly an RWS deck as such, but there are certain cards in here that certainly lend themselves to the symbols that we might be used to seeing within RWS decks. I suppose more so with the minors. 4 of coins, beautiful. There really is some stunning artwork. Wow. Lots of symmetry I've noticed as well in each of the images. Not everyone, clearly, but it does appear quite a few times. I'm always intrigued by symmetry. Nine of coins. There's the bird. Ten of coins. There's the older gentleman again, not having their attention. I mean, there's no, oh, there are dogs. The dogs are there. Harder to spot, but with our page, the knight, you see what I mean about the symmetry? Ace of Cups, beautiful card. Oh, I'm drinking in these images. don't know what I'm going to be doing with the rest of the evening. A very RWS style card here. How beautiful is that? Wow. Oh, I love that. Where the only use of colour, apart from the Ouroboros in the mirror here, is this beautiful rainbow. How striking against the black and white background. The opulence of the fruit and the harp there. Look at this. I mean, the detail. Seriously, guys, look at the detail. Just beautiful. Then we go into swords. Just had a thought. I was like, how do I store this? Just store it in the box. It is a lovely box. I thought, well, I won't ask Kelly Bear to make me a wrap for this. Yeah, the symmetry again. It's really interesting. Wow. It's almost now, doing this walkthrough, and you know, I'm coming towards the end, the last suit, it's overload. I'm struggling now at this point to be able to kind of take it in. So I really do get that sense of this deck needs to be worked with one image at a time, maybe two. You know, I wouldn't probably do more than that, but because just now going through it, I'm appreciating the art, but I'm almost becoming desensitized to all the detail in here by going through 78 images at such a rapid speed. Reminds me of when I did a tour of Buckingham Palace the year it opened to the public, which would be 1994, I think. And by the end of it, I was just marching through because there was so much opulence, like the detailing within the ceilings and the artwork, that by the end I was like, okay, I've kind of seen too much now. I've become desensitized. This is beautiful because it's quite different to all the other images that have, you know, lots of grey backgrounds. Oh wow! Oh, one from space. Our Page of Wands. It's like he could be on the moon or somewhere. It's not a post-apocalyptic planet Earth, because Earth is clearly there. But the Knight of Wands, Queen. Oh, a beautiful card to finish with. That is gorgeous. Oh, and here's our Fool. Oh, we've got an extra card here at the end. Look at the Fool. Let's pop the Fool at the beginning. Oops. This is one huge meaty deck. Really, really incredible. It says here, Arthur Taussig is making available a very limited number of art prints of the Alchemical Vision Tarot. The prints, 17 by 22 inches, are individually hand printed to museum standards with archival pigments of whatever that is. I can't speak that. But 310 GSM paper. Each print is signed and numbered by Dr. Taussig in editions of limited to 100. The price of each print is $150, including package and shipping within the continental United States. So if you are in the States, you can get an art print for $150. I think if I was to get any art print from this deck, it would be the Death card, because I just think that is beautiful. All the Ten of Cups is beautiful as well, but yeah, the Death card in this deck is fantastic. So there you go. Let me know your thoughts. Is this a deck that you would use? I mean, even if you don't use it as a traditional tarot, to have this in your art collection is fantastic. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous deck. I will be using it, and I will be using it as intended, which is for self-improvement, self-development, introspection, and working with each card one at a time. The presentation of the set is beautiful. It is such a heavy, weighty deck though. So thank you for watching, and until next time guys, go in peace, namaste, and blessed be.